She's about to do something she shouldn't. I need to ask you a few questions.
I think this is the part where you tell me what did go down.
Where were you last night?
I'm gonna do what I can to help you. Why hang on to the past when you've got a good future staring you right in the face? What aren't you telling me?
Natalia is trying her hardest to become the next Mrs. C, but I believe she's just looking for someone to fund her lifestyle now that Blaze fired her and cut her off, and honestly, I think she was skimming off the books. I really dislike her character. She has no reason to stick around. Can we please get rid of her already? I've read that a Carly and Brennan pairing isn't where the storyline is headed, and what a missed opportunity. These two actors have amazing chemistry. It would be so interesting to see a sweeter, more protective side of Brennan come out while he still maintains his roguish charm. GH really needs to clean house. There are too many non-essential characters, and it's taking away from the main storylines. Let's focus on the core actors and give us stories that aren't all over the place or dragging on forever. It's great to see Heather back on screen. Alexis is getting a visit from her lawyer today, and Heather needs Rick to pay her a visit too. He should remind her that he's still her lawyer and point out that the GH lab results don't add up. They're out of sync with the redundancy results. Heather's lost hope for her future, but knowing Rick is still on her case will give her that hope back. Rick is on the verge of uncovering the truth, and once he does, he needs to wipe that smug smile off Portia's face for playing with Heather's future as if she were a god. Also, I'm loving the chemistry between Brennan and Carly. She's definitely traded up from Sonny, by at least a foot. Lol. I keep hoping Natalia's estranged husband will turn out to be Lorenzo Alcazar, Sonny's old enemy. It would be amazing to see him make a comeback on the show. Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, Messy Syrup. It's me, Abby, here. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Keep watching, so let's dive into today's video. I'm so glad Michael Knight is back. I really hope he and Alexis end up together. It's a relief that the writers had him drop his southern accent. I could never really understand it, to be honest. Maybe he's taking lessons from Loy's speech therapist. Haha. I really hope Dex didn't sleep with Molly after their night of drinking. Maybe he was just being a good friend. The chemistry between Brennan and Carly is amazing, and I'm rooting for them to become a couple. Also, Michael Knight is definitely easy on the eyes, so I'm thrilled to see him back. It's hilarious that Heather and Alexis are sharing the same jail cell, and honestly, Portia needs to lose her job and medical license for what she did with Heather's blood work. I can't help but laugh that the fake Jagger Cates is gone. They need to bring back the real Jagger Cates. Antonio Sabata Jr., no one compares to him. Real talk. By the way, did Martin also get lessons from Loy's dialect coach? His southern accent has almost disappeared too. As for Molly, it's time for TJ to move on. She treats him terribly. After dating exclusively for years and living together, she publicly humiliated him when he proposed. She refuses to compromise and would only agree to a domestic partnership, not marriage. TJ should have walked away back then. Molly's full of drama. When they lost the baby, TJ had to pack everything and plan the funeral, while Molly avoided mourning with him. She stays out all night, ignores his texts, and leaves him constantly worrying. He deserves better, someone who respects him. And finally, shame on General Hospital. They need to drop Portia's character and bring back the real Sam, Kelly Monaco. She's a classic actress, and Portia's storyline is completely unnecessary. Real talk. Natalia's character is completely unnecessary. I can't stand that she's still around, especially when some of our favorites have been written off. She should be gone. She's a waste of airtime with no chemistry with Sonny. Every scene with her is boring, and there are no real connections with anyone on the show. Fans don't want her around, so why is Valentini wasting money on Eva LaRue instead of keeping someone like Kelly Monaco? Are they trying to get GH cancelled by killing off Sam and keeping Natalia? She needs to be out of Sonny's life, out of Deception, and off the show. I also think Dex and Molly would be a terrible pairing. but at least it would get him away from Joss. On the other hand, I really like Brennan and Carly together. They make a great couple. With Sonny possibly going away, who knows what could happen? Portia, on the other hand, needs to go, and TJ deserves a new love interest because Molly has gone a bit off the rails. I'm glad Martin dropped the southern accent. That never made sense. He's Cyrus's brother, and Cyrus doesn't sound like a hillbilly, so that change was a good move. It's frustrating to see ABC and Disney kill off Sam and turn Willow into a cheater. Happy, stable white couples are apparently a threat to the radical left's agenda, pushed by Hollywood to undermine traditional values. They're creating a contrast with strong black couples, which is clearly part of the narrative. And of course, Kelly Monaco's support of Billy Miller, a genuine, unwoke man, probably got her on the chopping block. What we see now are petty, amoral characters being celebrated while excusing each other's behavior just because they align with far-left values. The super moms like Carly and the liberal loudmouth with bangs constantly in her face are terrible role models, raising daughters to be just as ruthless, immoral, and unethical. It'll be interesting to see how the show tries to smear the white male lawyers they've brought in, dragging them through the mud like they always do. So the lie is what's going to bring Carly and Sonny back together. Honestly, I don't even care how it happens, as long as it does. They would have never been apart if it wasn't for, well, you know who. Even though Morris Bernard, Sonny, and Laura Wright, Carly, have said they're tired of the Sonny and Carly pairing, I don't think they'll ever escape it. Carson has a massive following. Personally, I wish we could see them in meaningful relationships with other people. At first, I loved them together, but now it's just toxic. Is Christina getting on anyone else's nerves? I know she's devastated about losing the baby, but she seriously needs to sit down and be quiet. She's going to blow up everything. I love Diane. She's no nonsense and always cuts straight to the point. No sugarcoating or dodging with her. As Martin told Alexis, the only way to win this case is to prove the man paying his fees, Sonny, killed Kate's. Dante, on the other hand, is a terrible cop. He called Diane to stop Chase from questioning Christina and constantly protects Sonny. Let's not forget, Sonny shot Dante when he found out he was a cop. He should have been arrested, but instead, Dante protected him after learning Sonny was his father. You can't put family above the law. I wonder how Christina will feel about her scumdad when she learns he let her mom sit in jail for something he did. Why can't she just be quiet for once? She practically told Chase she might have taken a ride share to the cemetery. Sema. And what's up with the producers of this show? Portia is one of the most hated characters in the soap world, yet she's still here. The producers seem to think that because everyone despises her, it means she's doing a great job. But that's not it. It's not her acting. It's the character. Portia is unnecessary, annoying, and has never been liked, no matter what storyline they throw her into. It's like the producers and writers are purposely sabotaging General Hospital with some of the worst decisions in soap opera history. Researching surrogacy really opened my eyes to how complicated the laws can be. I came across a story from Michigan where a couple chose surrogacy and had all the legal agreements drawn up. Unfortunately, the babies were born prematurely before the court documents were finalized. Because of this, the biological parents actually had to adopt their own twin children just to be recognized as their legal parents. How crazy is that? Although they were blessed to have their babies with them the whole time, it took 2 years for the adoption process to be finalized. Imagine having to adopt your own kids just to be their legal parents. Is it just me, or does it feel like they're trying to destroy the Davis women? Sam's going to drown looking for that gun, Alexis is going to jail, and Molly's marriage is falling apart. Honestly, it's more of a civil arrangement than a real marriage at this point. I couldn't help but laugh when TJ went to Curtis for relationship advice. Curtis, of all people. Isn't he the guy who got manipulated by Portia 20 years ago and had an affair with her while she was married? And didn't he leave Jordan for less than what Portia did by keeping Trina's paternity a secret for 18 years? Curtis is married to a lying, cheating busybody. What could he possibly know about relationships or loyalty? Also, how is Portia going to get away with changing those blood test results when she used her own ID card? We all know she's going to try and pin it on Brad, but she used her own ID. Speaking of Molly, did anyone else notice that the bar she went to in yesterday's show looks like the same bar Joss and Trina went to when they were trying to track down who sold Esme that phone? The place where they found Oz. Am I wrong? Portia won't be smiling for long once her medical license gets revoked. She might find herself working at Bobby's after this. She must be unaware that Elizabeth already had the tests redone after reviewing Rick's results, all while Portia's out here celebrating. You want to know what's really going to stink? Poor Brad is probably going to take the fall for the messed up results involving Heather Weber, even though Portia was the one who altered them. Since Brad has a history of tampering with test results, it's easy to see him getting fired again. Shame on you, Portia. Here's just my opinion. I think Jack Brennan lives in a world where he can't trust anyone, not even his closest friends. But then Carly Spencer comes into his life. Jack already knows everything about Carly by looking into all the intel various agencies have on her. The one thing that stands out to Jack is Carly's unwavering loyalty to her friends and family. In a world where trusting the wrong person could get him killed, that loyalty stands out to him. Jack doesn't see Carly as an enemy or a threat. He sees someone he can finally trust. Jack Brennan, who's spent his life surrounded by people he can't rely on, might have found someone he can finally let his guard down with. Carly could be that person for him. Do you think this could be true? On General Hospital, Gio Palmieri's mother is Camilla Cirillo. She raised Gio as a single mother after learning that his father, Francis Palmieri, died in Afghanistan while she was pregnant. Camilla was a talented violinist and passed her skills down to Gio. Sadly, she died when Gio was just 10 years old. Meanwhile, Sonny murders a federal agent in cold blood to protect his daughter, and people cheer like it's no big deal. Yet, when Portia alters lab results to keep a serial killer who targeted her daughter in prison, people are screaming, "Two wrongs don't make a right." How does that make sense? Why should Heather Weber be held accountable for murder when no one else is? People were cheering when Sonny was about to kill Dex based on bad information. Also, I'm surprised more people didn't get tested to see if their liver was a match for Lulu. You don't have to be a relative to donate a liver, after all. Portia had to use her hospital ID and probably a passcode to access the lab's computer to make the changes. It should be easy to trace her actions. I hope she faces consequences for what she did, especially since she was so quick to judge Finn and dismiss his issues. Miss Goody Two-Shoes should be going down. What really bothers me isn't just Portia changing the blood test results, it's her hypocritical, holier-than-thou attitude. Let's be real, Heather has killed multiple people and tried to kill even more, including her own daughter. I've never understood what Curtis saw in Portia. I did feel some sparks between Molly and Dex, even if it's just friendship. They seem comfortable around each other. Some might find Carly and Joss's relationship challenging, but I appreciate how honest and resilient they are with one another. Carly's smile when she saw Agent Hot Brennan was priceless. I really hope the writers don't pair her up romantically with Sonny or Jason. Robert seems quite fragile lately, and I wish him the best in health and everything else. I cannot tolerate Portia any longer. Please just write her off. Curtis and Jordan are a much better fit. Trina deserves a better storyline. I've really grown to enjoy her character. And could Gio be Brooklyn's kid? He has such a great connection with both Brooklyn and Lois. Holly needs to disappear. She's unnecessary and boring. Dr. Robinson, I know you're a mother and would do anything for your family, but changing blood test results? That's crossing a line. We seem to have another attention seeker in this group, and her name is Callie Jo. Let's not engage with this troll. I've never been a fan of Portia, but I find myself on Team Mama Bear now. The way they're portraying Portia as this angry black woman going after Heather for no good reason is really bothersome. I completely understand her motivations, though. What is Felicia talking about when she says she understands losing a child? I know she nearly lost Maxie when she was little, but perhaps she's referring to BJ, Tony's daughter, who was her niece. BJ was tragically killed in that bus accident, and Maxie received her heart. If Heather gets released and goes after her last intended victim, Jocelyn, I wonder how many people will still be crying justice for Heather. Okay, Trina wouldn't say that. She'd want justice for even Heather. We definitely did need to see Portia change the records. It's almost like they think viewers are stupid or something. I really believe there should be a petition to change the writers because the show could be so much more intense and dramatic. Right now, nothing's actually funny. It's just a lot of characters complaining and acting out of character. New GH spoilers indicate that Portia gets caught rigging Heather's blood sample, and Molly has a one-night stand, which, according to the spoilers, is with Dex. In the preview for tomorrow, TJ asks her where she was the night before. It was great to see Tristan Rogers back in Robert Scorpio mode. I was kind of worried about him, but he looks good. As for Sam, she was supposedly drowned after diving for the gun thrown off the bridge. But now I've read that she's back alive. What's going on? She's been on the show for so long, she must know where all the skeletons are buried. What is Portia's issue with Brad working in the lab at the hospital? Do you think he'll discover the discrepancies in Heather's blood work? Is she going to try to blame him to get him fired? I apologize if this topic has already been discussed, but I was late watching today because I had to take my son to the ER due to injuries from getting jumped. Praise the Lord, he is going to be okay. Drop your thoughts in the comment section below. Do you agree or disagree? Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more updates. Your opinions matter, and I'll see you in the next video. Thank you.